Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. We'll just start here in another couple minutes and give everyone time to join the meeting. So thanks for your patience. We do all see you. I'll just keep myself on mute so there's no additional background noise, but we'll start in just a couple minutes. Need to find some good background music as we wait for people to come in. So as people join, they don't think that it's all silent on this end. But it looks like we've got a lot of attendees have already joined. I'll give it about one more minute and then we'll kick off. All right, I think we'll get going. It looks like we have a good number of people. So, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Unity Search webinar. Really glad that you could take the time to join us. Apologies for the lunch hour, but it often is one of the best times to be able to catch everyone in their very, very busy days. So, our intent today, as you would have seen from the original invite, is to talk you through and walk you through all the new things that we've recently released within Unity Search, as well as what the future of Unity Search looks like. So I'll just do some quick introductions. So my name is Toby, and I'm the VP of Product for Dye & Durham for the APAC region as well as the UK region. And I'm really, really glad that you could join us. And I'm really proud to be here to show you some of the things that we've been working on in Search. With me are two of my amazingly esteemed colleagues. Olivia Yee, who is our senior product manager, who works with the engineering team to build out all the functions within our search. Some of you have probably met her along the way. I know she does a lot of customer interviews and client interviews. And then Sally Croft is probably a name that needs no introduction. Sally is our onboarding and training extraordinaire. And so many of you would have met her during your onboarding journey. So the three of us are really, really excited to be here. So really just the back end from a Unity Search perspective, our mission is really to streamline the workflows for you. We want to make searching as simple and easy as it is for you, to streamline, to eliminate the number of clicks, and to ensure that you're able to maximize your efficiency. So as I said, the webinar purpose today is to show you the new features, as well as talk about what's coming down the pipeline. We have a lot of really exciting features coming. And then the idea is to really bring value to you. So on that note, I will stop talking and I will pass over to Olivia, who will do some background on the features that we've recently released. And then she'll pass over to Sally to do a live demo. And then I'll circle back about the future. So on that note, Ollie, I will pass over to you.
Thanks, Toby. Can move to this slide. Hi, everyone. So in this month, we just released the LifeSign integration. So what is LifeSign? So LifeSign is a trusted ISO certified digital verification platform that enables fast, secure, and seamless identity check, which is VOI, and the digital signatures, and all in one integrated experience. So why we integrate with them? Because they provide the electronic CAF experience. So in this integration, so you no longer just do VOI and then get your end clients to fill up the customer authorization form and then upload. So they can just fill out a digital form and upload and do a digital signature, and that's one done. So in this one, we provide the facial biometric verification. So for your clients, after they received the VOI email, follow the simple instructions so they can download the app and then they can upload their photo ID and take a selfie. So LifeSign checks this biometrically match this too. So then the next one is they do we also do the document authentication check. So the highest, LifeSign maintain the highest global standard of ID security. So unlike the other solutions, LifeSign extract ID data from the passport chip. So leveraging the same technology used by the border force globally. So we also do the foreign passport as well. So for the digital client authorization form, throughout our conversation with the customer cohort, and this seems like a pain point. So we want to streamline this as a digital form. So now your client just fill in and digitally sign the card directly. So they don't need to printing or even like do it on the PDF and uploading anymore. So and the other good feature is the VOI request will never expire if you put this set up. So when you send the VOI email to your clients, you don't need to keep sending them if they don't respond. So also, we also give the option that you can set up the expiry date if you need that at LifeSign side. So this provides us a seamless user experience for you if you are using a PMS. So we can preview the field that you already filled in the PMS, such as we already do the integration with the action step or the affinity. So yeah, if you are using other PMS, we're welcome to keep the conversation going, and because we have this something called CRM, CDM, then we can put your PMS data and to fill into the form. And also it provides you the very secure data storage because the LifeSign is ISO certified solution. So no biometric data stored and the option to redact from the VOI report. So this process, we bind this process into one. So both the VOI and the e-signing into one solution. So this will enhance more of the security and also for your client's convenience. So yeah, we're hoping this will give you great value and save you time and the resource. It's easy to get this. So it's open to everyone. So if you go the VOI from our navigation with the eCAF, and if you are not a user, if you don't hold the user account with LifeSign, and it will prompt you a referral link, and you click that, and you can create your account, and then you are ready to go. So, and Sally will demo this LifeSign process to you. Yeah, Toby, would you able to move to the next one? So yeah, and this is Insight 360. We're very, very excited about this one launch. I personally, I've done so many rounds of the customer interview and get the feedback, and we're just trying to build this right, and so and improving this and on the way go, and hopefully this solution will make your investigation and also join the company structure and all that work become a lot more easier. So this is one of our most powerful tools we've built to visualize the company structures and the relationship. And it's more than a visualization tool. It's an interactive workspace that automatically generates a company structure and the ownership and relationship. So if you can see that screen, so it just automatically map that out. So we use ASIC current or the historic extract data to build this view. So you will see those there are two like green color and the purple color. So green represent the individuals and the purple represent entities. So they all connect through the ownership. And that's really powerful. You can click any of the node, whether it's a person or a company, and that instantly do a follow. You can do a follow-on search right from the graph, and you can grow this graph infinitely. So you can share the workspace with your team members, so they can see what you're saying, and you can also collaborate together on this investigation. So and we also, one of our key customer feedback is to be able to reuse the ASIC data. So if you ordered this company's ASIC data previously, and in here you can reuse that. You don't have to buy again. We can show you the data, and if there's no change for the data, and you can keep using that. So we just ensure this is no guesswork and no extra cost. Um, and everything in the workspace is quite flexible. So we heard another feedback is, so how can we move this around? So then we go out and then build this. You can drag and move the nodes around to suit your thinking, how you think, and how it works. And also, the Insight 360 can smartly remember your layout. So next time when you come back, it's your version of the graph, and you can also share that to your coworker, and they can come back and say how you play with it. For the historic extract, we also build a visual timeline. So if you um, open that up, and you can see how the ownership change and directorship change over the time, and the timeline just map that out. This will be useful for the historic investigation or verifying the changes over the key date. And also you can bulk download all the documents and including this graph. And we also provide the data CSV extract that you can download that. So we're not just offer you the PDF in case, because that's your data, and you can use your data in any other format, or just store at your end. So lastly, if you want expand your investigation, and if that entity is not associated or automatically being identified within this graph, you can also add that entity by yourself and make the linking by emerge the code. So we just try to make this Insight 360 to pull into your existing workspace and connect all the dots for you. So overall, Insight 360 give you a fast, intuitive way to understand the complex company structures and collaborate with your team and reuse your data and more effectively, saving you both time and money. So Sally will also demo this in a real time, and when you say that, that's a production real demo. Toby, would you like to flick to the next page? Thank you. Yeah, so I want to talk about this. We also have a lot of feedback on our New South Wales contractor of sale. So what we previously offer is, so our user can order this document in PDF format, and then they can fill up in, but we don't have a save button. So it's a big form. When their frustration point is it's a big form and they have to start over if they can't finish it. So then we implement this save button. You can save at any time when you fill out this PDF. And we also hear a lot of like, every time we have to put in the our firm's address, our firm's information, contact details. In our system, we actually have those data. Then we now pre-fill this data into those fields. So to save you time to be able to repeatedly doing this work. And also, we provide this feature that you can combine this contract of sale with your other documents of the property and combine into one PDF, and then you can send that. Then you can download that PDF and send to your client, and so they can receive they receive one PDF instead of many PDF, and also save you to use the other external tools to make this happen. So now you can also, if there's multiple PDFs, and you can use the drag and drop and to reorder the place. So if you want to put the contract at the first document, and then the title document at the second, and just you can arrange that all by yourself. That's all my update. So over to you, Sally.
Thanks, Olivia. Alrighty, so I'll go into a live demo of those products that Olivia has just spoken about. So just bear with me while I adjust my screens here. So what we'll do first is we'll walk through the new VOI solution, which is in partnership with LiveSign. So as Olivia mentioned, there is a bit of a setup process, which is just sending out a referral link. But once that setup has been completed, what you'll have is jumping into the Unity search portal. We have all our products located within our top ribbon bar. You'll notice that we have our VOI option, and we'll have a third option appearing here, which is our VOI and ECAF. So clicking into the VOI and ECAF, we can add it in as a favorite, so it stores on our home dashboard. And we begin the transaction like every other transaction by popping in the matter reference we're wanting to bill that against. We then have two options. We have the ability to send out the VOI request with the CAF or client authorization form, or we can just conduct a standalone VOI. So once we select our option and click Create New, what that will actually do is open us up within the LiveSign environment. So you can see our matter reference has pre-populated. We can type in here a little welcome note, and this is what will appear in the text message and the email of what the recipients receive. From here, we go into add in our clients. So just entering in, we can tab down these fields as well. And now with this particular solution, you do need to enter both an email address and a mobile number for the recipients you're wanting to send that VOI request out to. If your client is located outside of Australia and you're wanting to put in their mobile number within the location they are located, you'll see that there is this drop down here where you can amend that. We then put in our property details of that recipient. Just go in and add in an address here and save client. Now we can actually add in multiple recipients within the one transaction. It is, however, charged at a per recipient basis though, but we can add in as many as we like. If they're applying for a first homeowner grant within New South Wales, there's this little tick box option. So we'll continue through. Now, because I did select to include the CAF with this request, I then need to capture a bit more details. So select whether it is a specific authority or standing authority. So I'm just going to select the first option here. And then we go into add in our property details. So capturing that property address once again. And you can see that there is a drop down here where it starts to give you all possible options to that address you are filling. We then go through and put in our title reference details and select our transaction type. So I'm going to select a transfer in this case. You'll notice that you can actually select multiple transaction types as well. We can add in any additional comments and save property details. Now you can have multiple properties included within that one client authorization form as well. So now this step is completed, we just click the next button and it takes us through just to review all the detail before actually sending out. So we can confirm who we're about to send the request to, all their details. We can edit that if need be, as well as those details that are going to be captured on the client authorization form. And then once we click send, what that will do is send that VOY request both via text message and via email. So what the email request will look like, for example, today, is this request I have on screen. So it just says, welcome to your VOY and client authorization that you're needing to complete. It gives them some guidance as to what the steps are that they're needing to complete within this transaction. So with the VOY request, it will ask them to download an app. So they just need to go to their appropriate app store, download the app. No detail is needing to be captured, so they don't need to sign up to it. It's just simply downloading the app. Once they're ready to start, click on the start button and you can see it's opening up my browser, where again, it just takes us through some instructions. So first up, we will complete the client authorization form. And you can see it's just that client authorization form that has been digitally recreated with all the details pre-populating for me. All the client needs to do is go through and click that next button in the bottom corner there, and that will digitally sign the document for them. So from here, they then start their verification. So as mentioned, they do need to download an app, but once they've got that app downloaded, I've got a couple of screen grabs to take you through those steps. So the very first screen is just loading the transaction. It will then take them in to show what steps they're needing to complete throughout that VOY. So they're needing to agree to our terms and conditions, confirm their name, upload the appropriate ID, and take a selfie to match who they are now against the identity documents. So once they click through these steps, you can see the first one is just ticking that little box to agree to the terms and conditions. Next step is going through to confirm their name. So this is quite a helpful screen if you're unsure if your client has a middle name. It actually gives them the ability to capture their middle name details here or amend if the spelling has been incorrect. So once they confirm their name details, they're then asked to select their ID documents that they're going to capture photos on. So it is following the national standard outlined by ARNEC. It's a bit like completing 100 points of ID. So as they start to select the ID documents that they're going to include, you can see that there's a little bar here, which is great. It will start to go in green as to how many IDs that they're needing to complete. So driver's license and passport, it won't ask for any additional forms of ID. If they don't have one of those IDs, it naturally takes them into the next category and they'll be given this little bar to show where they're at. So once all the documents have been selected that they're going to capture the original photos of, so it must be the original ID, can't be photocopies of that ID, they're then just asked to take the photos. Now, when they're taking the photos, it does give them a little guidance book to show where to hold that photo. If they're capturing a driver's license, it also gives them the ability to capture the back of the driver's license as well. So once all those photos have been captured, the very last step is just completing a selfie. So holding their phone up so they can take a selfie. It will look to do a liveness check. So it looks to see if your client's skin is flushing, their eyes are blinking to do that liveness check. It also matches who they are now against the photos in that identity document that they've captured. So once they've completed that step, they've asked if they've had a change in name across any of the IDs as well. If so, upload appropriate documentation. If not, continue through. And then once that VOI is completed, you as the requesting user of that transaction will receive an email notification that that VOI is now ready for review. So all you'll need to do is jump into the LiveSign portal, and I have one open here already. So we'll see all our previous transactions. If I go into one ready for review, you can see that it says VOY ready for review. In this case, I do have 2 recipients. We can go through and review all the details. VOY's been completed, but we're needing just to review that VOY. So once we click the review, it starts to go through all those IDs that have been captured throughout that transaction and go through all the checks that have been built into the VOY solution as well. So that document fraud, name verification, liveness, and likeness check. And you can see here that they come back in nice green bold lettering to let you know if they've passed. It also shows you IP addresses that have been used throughout that transaction. All you need to do is click the little next button down in the bottom ribbon bar there, so you can start to review all the documents. So here is our passport. You can see it shows the photo that they've taken at the time of completion. It will show you liveness and likeness confidence as well. So once we continue through here, it takes us into the next ID that has been captured. The last page here is just reviewing all the documents that are being captured once again. And then once we click next here, you have 2 options. So you have the ability to accept that VOY, in which case that VOY is now being completed. The documents will push back into Order Manager and sent out by email if you have the auto email. If you're using an integrated service with us, it'll push back into your document storage system. Or the second option is you have the ability to reject the VOY. So if you're not happy with any of the documents that have been uploaded or it's come back as a flag, you can actually click the reject VOY. And what will actually happen here is you'll be refunded that VOY cost. So you're not out of pocket, which is a really helpful tool in this case here. So that's the process of sending out the VOY. If I just jump back into my overall screen to see all my pending VOY and client authorization requests here, as mentioned, there is no expiries on these VOY requests. So there's no 14 days, 30 days for your client to complete that VOY request. So if you're needing to send out a reminder for them because they can't find the link, you can jump into the LiveSign portal, open up that transaction, and you'll see under your client details, there's the ability to edit and resend any of the details you've sent here. So if you've noticed that mobile numbers are incorrect or emails, you can update those. Or if you're dealing with an elderly person that may not be able to complete it, you know they're coming into the office, you could update that mobile to say the work office number and complete the VOY request with your client in office. You'll notice up in the top corner here, there is also a refund and remove option. So again, if you do have multiple VOY requests sent out and for whatever reason, one of those recipients aren't moving ahead with the transaction, you can actually choose to remove and refund that VOY request. So again, you're not out of pocket for those VOY requests. So that is our VOY offering. Jumping into our visualization tool, which is Insight 360. So back in our Unity search platform under the company tab, what you'll now have is an Insight 360 tool here. So opening up that screen will open up a separate browser for you and take you into a visual representation of the ASIC data. So initially it will take you into this particular workspace where you can start off a brand new workspace. If you haven't already started, you'll create a brand new one here. But if you've already used the Insight 360 tool, you're wanting to jump back into a workspace you were working on, you'll be able to see all those workspaces over on the right-hand side here. You'll be able to click on any of those options and it will open up the workspace. But for today, if I just open up a brand new workspace, we have 2 options to do that. We can either request the company extract or the director search. So I'm going to select the company extract for today. And we can use any of these identifiers to search for that company data. So it'll be like completing your company business searches. I'm going to pop in a company ACN for today. Click search. It will verify against the ASIC database for you, so you can start to see ABN, company name details. It also gives you some order history to show you when that search was last ordered. If that's the one you're wanting to create the workspace on, click the Create Workspace button here. Here we can update the matter reference. We can also update the workspace name, and we have a couple of options here. Now we have this option here to use the previously ordered ASIC extract to save us not having to be rebuilt for that company search. We're also given a little notification to let us know that there are actually no changes on that extract since it was last ordered. So it's just saving you on duplications. If you did get a notification saying there are changes, there's the ability just to update that to the current, historical, or relational. Now I'm just going to use our previously ordered one here. So once we select our option, straight away it takes us into that visualization of that ASIC data. We can change the layout of this diagram as well to a network diagram. It is the default tree diagram that we're seeing on screen here. We can also change it to a shareholder graph. If we were to start clicking on the nodes, we can move them around. We can also go and start ordering additional information. So clicking on an individual node, we have the ability to order the director or shareholder searches on that individual and also the bankruptcy information to further build out our tree. If we were to click on our company node, we'll start to see further detail on that company for review. We then have the ability to purchase the PPSR information, but we can also see a timeline view. So this timeline view is quite helpful when ordering the historical ASIC extracts because you'll be given again a visual diagram of that timeline as well, which can be quite helpful, saving you time not having to read through all PDFs and see when directors ceased or started at the company. Up in our little toolbar up the top here, we have the ability to update our workspace name. We can click on our little dollar sign to see how much we've ordered within this particular workspace. We can see all the documents. We have some filtering options in here, so we can include addresses. You also have the ability to add in additional ASIC extracts. So this is quite helpful. Say you were working on a matter that had multiple entities that may not be associated, you can still add them into this diagram, even though they're not related. And again, it has that previously ordered notification as well. If you've already ordered it, you don't have to repurchase. You can download all the information in here as well. So you can download this as an image, you can download all the information in Excel format or just download all the individual PDFs of the documents here. You can share this workspace amongst your colleagues by clicking the little plus this share icon here, copy the link, and then anyone set up within your firm with a Unity search account, you have the ability to share this workspace alongside them. Down in our bottom left-hand corner here, you can see a summary. It also gives you the option to purchase ASIC data in bulk. So this can be a helpful tool. Say you were looking at an entity that had multiple companies associated with it. You're needing all those company searches. You can click this bulk tool without having to click into the individual nodes there. So that is our Insight 360 tool. Very lastly, just covering off the new features for ECOS and Order Manager. So now when you order your ECOS, the vendor details will be populated, so your company details. So if we jump into our Order Manager, which can be accessed by that top ribbon bar here, this is where you'll see all your pending and completed matters. And you do so just by supplying a matter reference over on the left-hand side here. So I've got one of my matters already showing. Now this isn't just set at an individual user level, it's set up firm level. So if you do have multiple users set up within the firm, it means everybody can see each other's searches without having to duplicate things. So here I've got my contract of sale. I can easily view my document by clicking on this little document icon here. And you'll notice that the vendor solicitor details have automatically populated for me. You'll notice that I can start clicking into these boxes and start filling in additional information. Once I'm happy with all that data, I can then click the Save button. It gives us a little notification here just to let us know it's now been saved. Gives us a green notification to let us know that it has been completed. So if I was to exit out of that, click on that little document icon again, you can see those changes have now saved. I can then go through and make further changes if need be. Now, if you're ready to combine documents to build out your contract, all you need to do is head across into the Documents tab here. And once you start selecting 2 or more documents, you then have that Combine button become available, where you have a little panel appear on the right-hand side. You have a drag and drop feature here where you can order the documents accordingly and name your PDF, and it will combine nicely. All the original documents are still stored separately, but you then have that new combined document. There is also an upload feature within the Order Manager as well. So if you are building out that contract, needing to upload special terms or conditions that are separate, you can upload your own documentation, then use that combined document, and that will automatically be emailed out to you as well. So that is a demo of all the new features. What I'll do now is just go back into our PowerPoint, and I'll hand over to Toby to cover off what's next in the roadmap.
Amazing. Thanks, Sally. I always love watching you demo. So thank you for sharing all of that. I'd like to take a little bit of time to talk to you about what is coming down the pipeline. So we're really excited about the next few months of the deliveries that we'll be making all the way through to December of this year. So to start with, talk a little bit about the Unity search enhancement. So we're doing a lot of work to really streamline that experience for you, to require less clicks, to have more things condensed onto a single page, to provide a smoother experience and a more intuitive experience for you, and also to modernize the UI itself. So nothing to be too scared of. Don't worry, you're not going to walk in one day and all of a sudden you're not going to know where to click. We'll do it in gradual stages, but we really want to, again, try to improve the efficiency that you have. As part of that improved experience, we're also looking at how we're doing property and information certificates. So we're looking at doing smarter pre-fills, building out intelligent packages, additional areas to give you further clarity and confidence to see clear descriptions, and even sample documents before you do a purchase. And then we're looking at faster turnaround. So we're continuing to build automation in the background. We've already automated over 27% of the certificates, and we're expanding that with each one of our internal sprints. We also are well aware of the seller disclosure statement that is coming for our Queensland clients, and so that'll be effective from August 1, and we will be providing that with our customers. We will be providing that to all of our customers. We will also continue to do all of our regular compliance updates, and so as anything changes with any of our registries, that will all get updated for you. So we've been doing quite a bit of communication with clients around that search experience and to do testing and just ensuring that we're hitting the right mark there. And so far, we're really excited with where we've been landing. AML Tranche 2, I think that everybody is probably very well aware of what's coming in July, that the new Tranche 2 obligations that are going to be applying to professionals for lawyers, conveyancers, accountants, and real estate agents. So we are going to be implementing AML and CTF checks for you, and so that'll be part of the client identification verification, your beneficial ownership checks, your ongoing customer due diligence, so your CDD, your PEP screening, so for your sanctions and politically exposed people, as well as actively monitoring our audit trails. And then secondary to that, once we complete that, much like you saw with the Insight 360, we'll be doing something very similar for the Know Your Customer, so a 360 KYC. So we'll be keeping you up to date on all of that. And then one of the things I'm actually really excited about that I think is a pretty new way of approaching your company reports is looking at how we can make them a lot more comprehensive and give you a lot more visuals. So we're trying to bring everything together in one-stop shop for you for that. So it's concatenating a lot of those reports, so your ASIC, current and historical data, looking at your beneficial ownership details, your credit score, optionally your PPSR, your corporate structure. So the reports will also generate a workspace that's insight for you, and then you can choose to combine as much or as little. But we're trying to look at this to really streamline that for you from a reporting perspective. And then also on the same token and looking at how we can kind of package that up for you. So depending on what kind of, whether you're doing a purchase or a sale or anything else in that space, we can kind of have everything prepackaged so you don't have to think through tick and ticking. So those are some of the main things that are coming up in the next few months. As I mentioned early on, our intent is really to hold these webinars a lot more frequently so that you're very aware of what we have on the roadmap, what we'll be releasing, what we have released. And to that end, I would really like to encourage you if you'd like to join our focus groups or become beta testers. So your voice really does matter. We've already, in the last month or two, met with 45 different firms and practices to show them what's been coming down the pipeline. 360 was developed in conjunction, sorry, the Insight 360 was developed directly in conjunction with clients, as was the live sign. So if this is something you're interested in, please bring that back to us. We're also really focused on user-driven feedback. And so feel free via Sally through our customer support team or any other way to provide feedback into the team would be very, very welcome. I know the intention after this is we'll be sending out a survey to just ask your opinions on what you've seen, what you'd like to see, and again, providing any feedback directly to us. So that being said, I wanted to make sure that we had enough time for Q&A. Obviously, because we have so many people on the line, it can be very difficult to unmute with background noise. So if you do have any questions, we would be very welcome to receive those and answer them. So you can just put those in the chat and we will do our best to get those answered for you or table it and come back to you. So I'm going to pass this first one over to you, Ollie, on the first question being, can you upload copies / screenshots of digital driver's licenses rather than the plastic? That's a question we get pretty regularly because we've got digital in New South Wales and obviously everyone else at this point. So Ollie, do you want to respond to that one?
Yeah, I have put a comment in the Q&A session. So basically, LifeSign, they do not accept the digital version as the main document, but that won't stop the client to upload as an additional document. Yeah, for the main driver's license, the client needs to have a physical card.
Thanks, Ollie. There was another question that you also responded to if you wanted to read that question out and the response. And I would encourage everyone else, if you have questions, to please put them into the Q&A.
Yeah, so basically, Linda is asking, is there ID agent certificate also provided with will I shown in the participant rules? So I think the answer is yes. If the LifeSign act as an ID agent certificate, that should be provided in addition to the digital real I report. But I will go double check with LifeSign and get back to you. So if you are able to leave your contact information in the post survey, and I will contact you for the answer on that.
Thanks, Ollie. There's another question in chat around the recording, and yes, we will be willing to share the recording, so you can take that back to your firm. We appreciate that it's the middle of the day and how busy everyone is, and so we want to ensure that everyone receives that information. I have to say you're a very quiet group so far. Not a lot of questions. You're letting us off easy. I'm not going to complain about that. And so there was another question, what do you do if the client doesn't have a physical driver's license? To just follow up with how Ollie answered the original question with the live sign integration, you do actually have to have something physical. And again, we're working directly with them to enhance that so that we can go directly with the digital, but for now you will need a physical card.
Yes, at the moment, yes, but we can provide this feedback to them, and as they are constantly enhancing their product, so all major states they all have this digital license. So I think in their roadmap they should planning this to be able to support that. Yeah, but I will provide this feedback to them.
Thanks, Ollie. More questions? Or are you just hungry and everyone's ready for lunch? I can't see all your faces, so hopefully that at least garnered a little bit of a smile. It's very hard when you're kind of talking to a blank screen. If there's no other questions, then I will just reach out and thank you all very much for attending. We really value your feedback and thank you for the interaction and asking the questions. Again, we'll follow this up with a survey if you wouldn't mind just taking a few minutes to help provide that information, because as you can see from all of us, we're very user focused on how we do our design and our builds. And so we can only build great things if you give us great ideas. So really looking forward to the session that we have next month to bring you the latest and greatest. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our customer support team or our training team. So on that note, I will thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Cheers.